Hey, welcome back to Sew Me Sunshine. Today in the studio we've got the lovely Lisa and Celia packing all your orders. Thank you so much for all your orders once again. And Jenny is filming the video for us today as well, so thank you, Jenny. Today's video we're doing is all about our Rifle Paper Company fabrics and our paper Rayon fabrics that have just arrived, and we're also going to look at some of our Rifle Paper Company fabrics that are from previous collections that we've still got some stock of. The majority of them are what we call a medium weight cotton, so they have some structure to them. They are narrow width as well because they're woven in Japan on narrow looms. So people get quite scared about what can I make with these type of fabrics. So we thought it'd be really good for you guys to have some like pattern inspiration so that you know what kind of projects you could sew with these really beautiful cottons. So this is the first cotton I'm going to show you today, and this is from Rifle Paper Company's most recent collection called Camont, so Anna Bond is the lady behind Rifle Paper Company, and this collection is all based around an old farmhouse that she used to visit called Camont. So it's got lots of like inspiration around the art that was in the farmhouse and the land around the farmhouse. So this cotton I love because it's covered in this gorgeous lemon tree design. So it's quite subtle in the fact that the lemons almost look like yellow polka dots, and the background, it says on the website it's like a light mint, but it's like a bluey green colour. Really pretty. And then within the trees we've got this very small bird, bluebird, that is kind of peeking through, which again is quite subtle next to the lemons. And then obviously it's got the little white flowers as well scattered through. So that's my hand there for scale, so it's quite a small print for you. Like I mentioned in the introduction, they are narrow width, so they're about 112 centimetres. So it's really important that you think about that when you're thinking about what project to make. What's nice about these is that they are completely opaque because they're a little bit thicker than what you'd find with a cotton lawn. And also, like I mentioned, because it's what I call medium weight cotton and not a cotton lawn, it does hold its structure and shape, as you can see here. So you're not looking for a pattern that requires drape, you're looking for a pattern that requires a little bit more structure. But that doesn't limit you with your choices, that you can still make trousers, skirts, dresses, tops. It's just the type of each of those garments you just need to think about. So one of the patterns that would work really well with this type of cotton is would be a skirt pattern, such as the Estuary skirt by So Liberated. So this skirt is a really classic, lovely gathered skirt, and it's got buttons all down the front, and I think this print really lends itself to it because of the direction that the trees are flowing. It could go down the skirt, and because of the type of obviously skirt it is, something a bit structured like a medium weight cotton would work really well for it. Also, like I said, it's narrow, so you have to bear in mind the amount of fabric. You are going to need a little bit more fabric, but actually compared to a wide fabric, it's not much difference actually that you need according to the instructions on the back. So head on to the website, have a look at the requirements. But yeah, I think this would lend itself to a really lovely skirt, and it would be perfect for the warmer months. This is another cotton from the most recent collection with Rifle Paper Company, and this is kind of the classic floral that you find with Rifle Paper Company, and it's what it's most known for. And I mean, we all know that I love a floral print, so I was really drawn to this one. I was also really drawn to it because of the style of it. It reminds me very much like a William Morris type style, and I love the yellow roses, very on brand for Sew Me Sunshine, running through the print. It's got this really classic navy background, so again it's completely opaque. These cottons are really soft as well, I should have mentioned that before. They are really nice and soft against the skin. and like I said, like the last one, is obviously a medium weight, so it does hold some structure and its shape as well. The girls in the office were also talking about how like a smaller floral print is actually very in fashion at the moment. So that's my hand there for scale. And we thought this print would lend itself really well to a shirt. So medium weight cottons are really good for a more structured shirt. So if you've got a structured shirt pattern in your stash, this would work really well for it. But one of the ones we've got in the shop is the Bruer by Deer and Doe, which is a really popular shirt pattern. It's also got the option for the sleeveless version, which obviously would be really good for when it's a little bit warmer, or you could go for the full length sleeves as well. Like the other one, obviously it's still narrow width because it's made in Japan, and I should mention as well, all the prints are screen printed, so it's really good quality prints. So this is the same print as the previous fabric I just showed you, but it's obviously a different colourway. So it's got this gorgeous periwinkle blue background, still has the lovely yellow roses running through it and the white flowers. It's just got more of a kind of spring summer look to it. I really love this colourway. And we all thought it would work really well made up into like a blouse with a statement collar, or even a dress with a statement collar, just something with a statement collar we're big fans of at Sew Me Sunshine. You could even play with the collar with this one. So we thought straight away that it would work really well for the Nina Lee Bakerloo blouse or dress. I personally would go for the blouse and go for the big statement collar, and then you could even do the little frill in like an accent yellow. That would look really nice with it, really stand out that lovely colour. But yeah, that would look really nice in this lovely cotton. And like the other ones, obviously it's the same weight, same softness, so it's got, obviously holds its structure a little bit as well. With this one, we actually have sold quite a bit of it already, so we don't have much of this one left. And because of where they're made, it's actually quite hard to reorder them. So just bear that in mind if this is one of your favourites. So this is from the same Rifle Paper Company collection, and I adore this print. So I really love the classic Rifle Paper Company floral design all over it. It looks very kind of like a wild garden type theme, as it's got like the wild strawberries and the dandelions peeping through. And then it also has little ladybirds through it, and they're flying and on leaves, and then it's got a couple of butterflies as well, which are quite subtle. The background colours is blue, but a very kind of like grey, dark grey blue colour, which is lovely. So you might realise from looking that this isn't the same as the cottons I've just shown you. So this is their canvas fabric. So this is heavier than their cottons. It's got a very different texture. It's what the texture is like a linen texture to it, and because it's heavier, it holds even more structure to it. So this type of fabric is really good for making yourself trousers, jumpsuit, dungarees, pinafore dresses, structured skirts, or you could make yourself a bag with it. I was just saying I'd really like a tote bag in this fabric. I think it would look really nice. And their canvases are made as a blend with cotton and linen, so they're very breathable as well. Yeah, really gorgeous, gorgeous prints and really high quality. So we all agreed that we thought it would work really well as a jumpsuit, and we thought of the new Megan Nielsen Durban, and we actually thought this view, the one in the pale pink here, would work really well in this fabric. And like the cottons, it is narrow width, but actually this pattern, the fabric requirements are actually very reasonable for a jumpsuit pattern. So you wouldn't need as much as maybe you'd worry you'd need to make it up in a narrow width fabric. And just, yeah, it'd be a really stunning jumpsuit in this gorgeous print. This is another canvas from their most recent collection, and this one's really special because it's actually got metallic gold highlights through it, which I think is really pretty. It's got the lemon trees, which we saw on one of the previous cottons, and then it's covered in this wildlife. So you've got like peacocks and deer and leopards, I think that is, running through there. And then it's got some beautiful floral designs. Obviously, as you can see, it's a directional print. It's quite a large scale for a Rifle Paper Company. There's my hand for scale. So it's a beautiful classic navy blue background. And like the previous one, it's got that lovely kind of linen-like texture and feel to it. And it's the same composition as well. So it's a cotton linen blend, and it is the same weight as the previous one. So it holds its structure nicely. So it lends itself really well, like I said previously, to a structured skirt, trousers, jumpsuit, or a pinafore dress. And the pinafore dress we thought of is a very classic one for you, is the Cleo pinafore by Tilly and the Buttons. And Jenny mentioned, which I think is a really good idea, is that there's a centre seam in the middle, which is like a design feature. And because of the type of print with it, what you could do is actually cut it on the fold, so then you don't have to worry about pattern matching, but you just have to bear in mind you'd have to take the seam allowance out of obviously where you would be sewing the centre front. I hope I've explained that right. But then you wouldn't have to worry about the pattern matching, which is a win-win. It also doesn't require that much fabric, bearing in mind obviously it's a narrow width. And then you could have a really lovely like plain navy turtleneck top underneath, which would look really nice, and it would really show off the fabric to its full potential. So as well as cottons and canvases, their collections normally also feature a rayon fabric. So rayon is the same as viscose, it's just a different wording. And with a viscose, you always get a really lovely drape and what we call like a fluid movement. So you can see the drape there, and the rayons produced by Cotton Steel for Rifle Paper Company are really, really soft. So they're plain and they've got a really lovely silk-like texture. So they've got a very high quality feel to them, and they're really nice against the skin. So because it's a rayon, obviously you're looking for a garment to sew with that requires drape. So either a blouse that you want a bit more drape to, or a dress with drape would work really well. With this one, it's completely opaque. Now, I've chosen one of my favourite patterns just because I think it's a little bit unusual, and I really enjoy like putting it together. It's quite clever how it all comes together, and that's the Grainline Studio Faro dress. I haven't made one for a little while, but I have made a couple in the past, and if you can see the line drawing here, it's got this really cool seam here, and it's actually like a pocket front, and I've made it in a silky rayon like this one before, and it worked really well because of the type of drape and the fact it's got that silk-like texture. It just works really well to help with how it falls on the body. And like I said, it's just got a really clever way of construction, the pattern, so I really enjoy making this one, and I'd like to make some more. So you've got the choice of like with sleeves or without, and obviously that will impact on how much fabric you need. All the requirements for our patterns are on the website for you to see. But yeah, this would work really well as the Faro, or like I said, any dress that requires a drapey fabric like this one. So we thought this video would be a really good opportunity to showcase you some of our Rifle Paper Company fabrics from previous collections that we've got in stock. So this is one of my favourites. We've had it a few times. It's got this gorgeous dark burgundy background, and then it's got this floral design in this bright pink, and I really like the contrast of the bright pink against the dark burgundy red colour. And then hopefully you can see on camera, but the leaves on it are actually metallic gold, so when it catches the light it just gives it a really lovely kind of sheen, and it just catches the light really beautifully. So this is again one of their medium weight cottons, so just like the previous ones I've shown you, it is heavier than a cotton lawn, but not as heavy as what you find with a canvas fabric, so it does hold its shape and it has some structure to it. It's completely opaque. And what's quite nice with this one, that although it does have some sort of direction, you wouldn't have to be really strict with following a direction of print, so that makes it a bit easier with choosing a project. Now, one of the first dresses I made when I first started sewing was the pattern that I'm going to pair this with, and that is the Avid Seamstress day dress. So when I first started sewing, I made quite a bit in cotton and steel medium weight cottons, just because I really like the prints and I think they're really fun, and obviously a medium weight cotton like this is fairly easy sew because it doesn't move around on the machine. So if you want a nice simple sew, it's a lovely fabric to work with, and especially if you're new to sewing, and also it washes really well as well. And this dress pattern, I'm going to show you the line drawing at the back, is like a little gathered dress. So it works really well with like a more structured cotton like this one. You don't need a drapey fabric for it. And yeah, it just is really lovely, quite a simple make, but it's got some little techniques in it, like putting in an invisible zip. The instructions really hold your hand through it. So if you haven't quite tried out making yourself a more fitted dress, I really recommend this pattern. And like I said, our Rifle Paper Company cottons work really well for it. This is another Rifle Paper Company fabric from a previous collection. It's on this really gorgeous dark burgundy background as well, but this has obviously, as you can see, a bigger floral print. It also has the little metallic gold highlights, so again, like the other one, when it catches the light, you really see the fabric. It really shows it off really beautifully. This one is a bit more, like I said, it's a slightly bigger floral print, but it's not a large one, and it's covered in this kind of like wild floral design, almost like what you'd find in a nice country garden. It's got roses in there as well, and I really like the pale blue flowers as well throughout it. So like the other one, it is completely opaque, and it's a medium weight cotton. So again, it holds its structure, holds its shape. It's really nice and breathable against the skin because it's 100% cotton, and it washes well. And also, you wouldn't have to worry about following a pattern direction on the fabric because it doesn't have a directional print, so that makes it easier when you're cutting out. So like we mentioned, another pattern that works really well with medium weight cottons are trousers. Or shorts. So we picked out the Flint by Megan Nielsen. So you've got the wide leg culottes, or you've got the wide leg shorts. Little pair of shorts, and this would be really cute for the summer, or you could go for the culotte version. And again, with the top, because of the print being obviously very statement, you could like pick out one of the colours within the fabric and make a lovely plain top to go with it. So this is the last Rifle Paper Company fabric I'm going to show you today. We've also got some others in stock, so you can please check them out on the website, because there might be one that you really like that we haven't shown you today. This is one of the classic statement Rifle Paper Company canvas fabrics that they're really well known for. Again, it's got this gorgeous like dark burgundy regged background, and then it's covered in this really large, very, very classic Rifle Paper Company floral print with the big roses and other flowers. That's my hand there for scale. So it's not huge, but it's definitely one of their larger scale prints. And again, you wouldn't have to worry too much about the direction of the print. So it's like I said, it's one of their canvas fabrics. So again, it's heavier than the medium weight cottons. It holds its shape. It's got some really nice structure. It's got that linen-like texture. It's completely opaque, so you wouldn't have to worry about lining if you didn't want to. We've shown you some really good pattern ideas for this type of fabric already. But the one thing we haven't talked about is making yourself a blazer. So a little jacket or blazer would work really well in this canvas fabric, and we couldn't resist but mention the Heather blazer by Friday Pattern Company. It's a really gorgeous blazer pattern. and it would work really well in this canvas weight fabric, and I think it would look really statement with the big floral print, and you could go with something quite plain underneath and it would really show off the print beautifully. So moving on from Rifle Paper Company, we've got 2 more fabrics to show you that arrived recently, and they are from Paper Raven Design. So they are made by Cotton & Steel, who is the fabric manufacturer who also manufactures the Rifle Paper Company fabrics. But the print designer that has designed these 2 fabrics I'm going to show you is Paper Raven, and it's actually a stationery company like Rifle Paper Company is, and they're really well known for their gorgeous prints. So I thought, why not get some of these in stock as well? They're really, really beautiful. This has, as you can see, a really stunning pink background, and then it's got the floral design in this white, so it really stands out against the pink background. It's the same quality as the medium weight cottons that I've shown you today from Rifle Paper Company. So again, they're really soft, they're 100% cotton, slightly heavier than a cotton lawn, and they do hold some structure. So all the patterns that I've shown you and paired them with some cotton fabrics would work well for this fabric, but also we thought it would work well made up into some pajamas, and we picked out the Caroline Pajamas by Closet Core Patterns. It would work really well, like I said, for these pajamas, or any pajama pattern would work well. And Lisa suggested, because of the white floral design, what you could do is use white piping for the pajamas, and I think that would look really, really high end and be very luxurious pajamas for lounging at home. And yeah, they would look really lovely. And also as well, if you fancied making someone a fancy present, again, that would be very nice of you if you made that. And you've got, obviously, like I said, you've got the choice with the full length set, or you could go for the shorter length. Again, bear in mind that because they're made in Japan, they are narrow width, so you have to bear that in mind when you are looking at buying the fabric for a pattern. And this is the other fabric that I'm going to show you that's from Paper Raven, and like I said, it's been manufactured by Cotton & Steel. And this is a beautiful dark hunter green colour background, which I think is really nice, and it really shows off the pink elements on the print. And if you look really closely, it's really fun. So it's got this really gorgeous classic floral design, and then if you look closely, it's got these little garden snakes in different colours, and it also has little tiny ladybirds as well. So what I really like about that is that most people would see you wearing this and just think, oh, it's a floral fabric, and then they probably look a bit closer and then they'll notice these little fun elements running through it. So it's a really special print, and I think it's really fun. This too is a medium weight cotton. It's completely opaque like the last one, and it's a really lovely high quality, and the print has been screen printed, so it's a really clear, beautiful print and would wash really well. So as I mentioned, it would work really well for all the patterns we've shown you today, that we've paired with medium weight cottons in this video. But one of the other patterns that I always think of when thinking to sew with medium weight cotton is kind of like a more like boxy tee. So we've got a few in stock, but the one that we thought of today was another Closet Core Patterns one, and it's the Kilo top. So you've got a couple of different variations to choose from. Actually, the tunic length one would work really nicely in this cotton fabric. It would be really nice for the spring, summer time as well. But again, you could pair it with tights for when it is a bit cooler, because the print really transitions well, I think, across all the seasons. So thanks for watching. I hope you've really enjoyed seeing all the new Rifle Paper Company fabrics and some of the old ones we've got still in stock, and you've enjoyed seeing the Paper Raven fabrics as well. I hope as well you have got some inspiration with the medium weight cottons I've shown you. We always have some medium weight cottons in stock, and I know quite a few of you are always a bit unsure on what you can sew with them. So hopefully this video has given you some inspiration. I personally really like sewing with them because it's a nice easy fabric to sew with, so it's really good if you're new to sewing as well. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Let us know below which fabric was your favourite and which pattern inspiration you really liked as well. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care, bye!